So I've got with me here the Infinix Note 40 Pro, the senior brother of the Infinix Note 40 that I recently reviewed. They share quite a lot in common, so in this video I intend to achieve two things here. First is to review this phone and tell you all about it and what the improvement is when you compare it to the Infinix Note 30 Pro of last year. And secondly, also to compare it with the regular Note 40, so that should, in case you are interested in knowing the difference between these two phones, this will definitely help you to know which one to go for. So without taking too much of your time, let's go. The Infinix Note 40 Pro comes in two variants and colors. We have the 8GB 256GB version that sells for about 395,000 naira, and the 12GB 256GB version that I could not really find the price when I was making this video. You also get it in two colors. We have the vintage green and the one that I have with me here, the Titan Gold. Now, just like the Note 30 Pro of last year that came with a bigger than usual box, this year we also get a very big box that contains a lot of very useful accessories. For example, we get a 20 watts wireless charging magnetic pad, a 70 watts charging adapter, a plastic case or pouch that contains magnets for the magnetic wireless charging, and of course, we also have a screen protector for the curved AMOLED display. You also get a USB Type-C charging cable and also a USB-C wired earphone. Now the phone weighs just about 193 grams without the pouch on it and about 212 grams with the pouch on it. It has an IP54 splash and dust rating, which is the same we have with the Infinix Note 40. It supports NFC technology and has an infrared sensor that you can use to control your electronics or devices at home. Now, the dual stereo speakers on this device is specially designed and tuned by JBL for that immersive and high quality audio output. The SIM card tray is situated close to the charging port under the phone, and it's a hybrid tray that only allows for dual nano SIM cards. No provision for memory expansion on this device, so that means you're kind of stuck with the 256GB internal UFS 2.2 storage that it comes with. There is also no dedicated 3.5mm headphone jack on here, so whenever you want to use the wired headphones, you would have to plug it to the Type-C charging port. Now, in terms of build quality, the phone is made of plastic, not glass, like I said in my review of the Infinix Note 40. And I love the fact that it has a matte finishing that doesn't attract fingerprints and dust particles. Though I noticed some dust particles settling around the camera bump, and it's really not so easy to clean because honestly, this bump is huge. The frame is made of aluminium but with a glossy finishing, and even the MagSafe case doesn't do so much when it comes to covering the phone up. So after some time of usage, expect to see some scratches and dents on the frame of this phone. And still talking about the case, apart from the fact that it's very useful when charging your phone wirelessly, I also love how it retains the feel of the phone, because usually I would complain of how cheap phone cases make expensive phones feel cheap. But in the case of this phone, you don't actually get that. And then I also love the fact that the display is curved. Unlike the normal Note 40 that comes with a flat display, I personally loved curved displays. Now, Infinix calls this display the 3-dimensional curved AMOLED display. It has a 1080p resolution with a 120Hz refresh rate and a brightness that can go up as high as 1300 nits. So usage outdoors should not be a problem at all. And then let's not also forget the fact that this display right here is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass from dents and scratches. Now, the screen is also very fast and responsive. I can tell you that according to Infinix, up to about 360Hz touch sample rate, which is fine. And also, I love the fact that the bezels are very, very tiny, which is something I personally like, because trust me, all day and tomorrow, all I do most times with my phone is watch YouTube videos and the likes. So there is this massive screen presence that I personally like, and I know that even the gamers out there will also like the fact that there is a large screen estate to play with. Now, one common problem with curved displays, however, is what is called accidental touches at the side or the edge of the display, which can honestly be very inconveniencing at times. Now, for you to reduce that, what you need to do is just go to settings, search for edge mistouch detection, and then select the middle option. Now, what that does is that it reduces drastically the sensitivity of the phone edges. Now, talking about the difference between this phone and the regular Note 40, in the camera department, they tend to have the same camera specifications. That is, you get a 108 megapixel main camera, a 2 megapixel macro lens, and at the front, a 32 megapixel selfie camera. Of course, there's also the AI camera at the back of this phone. But what makes the camera of this phone better is because it comes with additional functionalities. For example, it has autofocus and optical image stabilization. So video footages on here are expected to be more stable, but really when I checked it out, I really didn't see it. In fact, the ultra steady mode when you shoot at 1080 pixel was way more stable than what you get with the 2K, which honestly only Infinix would have to explain. But when it comes to pictures, the pictures that came out of this phone looked really nice. Dynamic range processing was great, the skin tones were a bit accurate, and the color processing was very consistent. I personally didn't find anything to complain about the pictures I took with this phone. Now, even in portrait mode, the pictures also came out very good, and night mode, super impressive. I also checked out the macro cameras, and as you can see right now, it is very effective, mostly when you compare it to what you get when you try to use the main camera to take pictures of tiny objects. And then there's also this very bright rear quad flashlight, and also another one at the front. Both of them are very bright and can serve several purposes. Now, selfies taken by the front cameras came out really well, both in normal and portrait mode. I didn't expect anything less when you consider the price of this phone. Now let's talk about the performance. Performance on here is exactly the same as you get with the regular Note 40 and exactly the same as you get with the Note 30 Pro of last year. We still have the same MediaTek Helio G99 Ultimate chipset coupled with the Mali G57 GPU and 8 gigs of RAM. So if you have the Infinix Note 30 Pro of last year, the only reason why you should think of upgrading to this device is maybe because of the curved display you would be getting, but not because you would be getting a better performing phone. And when I actually tried to compare the Geekbench rating of both the Note 40 Pro and the regular Note 40, well, as you can see here, there isn't so much difference. In fact, the scores came out higher in the regular Note 40. So if performance is like the biggest thing or the most important factor that will determine what you want to go for, then just save yourself the 70,000 naira difference and just go for the regular Note 40, or you can send me the money. I would really appreciate it. But on a serious note, the phone can handle everything you throw at it, from basic everyday phone tasks to even complex high graphics applications like games. Personally, I played Asphalt 9 on this phone for many hours and I didn't experience any issues at all. And I'm sure it is the same for games like Call of Duty, PUBG and the likes. So yeah, when it comes to performance, I would rate this phone a 7 out of 10. But where this phone will get a higher rating, like say 8 or 9, is in the battery and charging. Like seriously, if you buy this phone and set it up, the first thing you want to do is just go to settings, look for battery and power saving, tap on it and then tap on charge. The first thing you want to do is turn on reverse charging so that so long as the battery on this phone is more than 30%, you can use it to charge any device that supports wireless charging. Secondly, you want to turn on AI Smart Charge because it helps to prevent your battery from degrading easily by regulating the charging speed of your phone depending on the internal heat. And thirdly, for those of you who can stream movies for many hours or play game non-stop for hours, to prevent your phone and battery from getting really heated up before you start, what you just need to do is plug your phone to a power supply and turn on bypass charging. So during that period of long hours of gaming or video streaming, your battery will not be in use, which is very cool, yeah? Now, all of this added to the fact that you get 70 watts charger in the box that can charge your phone very fast from 0 to 50% in about 17 minutes or thereabout, and also a 20 watt magnetic wireless charging pad in the box is enough reason for you to rate this phone a 9. Like, seriously. But do you agree with me? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But the fact is, whether you agree with me or not, in this next segment, I've got some good and fresh news for you. Now, in terms of software support, we are getting Android 14 along with Infinix own XOS 14, which is cool. The software experience for me personally on this device has been clean. Like, I don't get those annoying pop-ups you get with Android phones, even though this phone is always connected to Wi-Fi. There are some bloatware applications on the phone here, but you can decide to uninstall them if you want. You also get access to special functions like memory fusion that allows you to expand the RAM of this phone up to 16 gigabytes and make it faster, or even multitasking functionalities like floating windows and smart panels and the likes. Honestly, all of these are very cool. But do you want to know what is even cooler? And that is the fact that Infinix has promised 2 years software updates on this phone with an additional 3rd year of security updates. This really kind of gets me excited personally because I've always admired Infinix phones a lot. Like, designs are always on point. You get very good cameras, decent performance. Even their main software, XOS, is getting really cleaner. But one aspect that most Infinix phones always seems to fall short is in updates. So yeah, it was a wonderful news and improvement when I read that you can actually get 2 or 3 years support on this device. Currently, I don't know of any other phone below 500,000 naira that gives you so much value for your money. A nice design, a sweet display, accessories plenty, decent processor, good cameras, and a clean software with 2 years support, and so much more. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out where Infinix cut some corners to make this phone really affordable. It's been hard for me to see. Well, there you have it. That is my review of the Infinix Note 40 Pro. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth reviews like this. Here is a review of the regular Note 40 I just did recently, and over here you would see a review of the Tecno Spark 20 Pro Plus. Let's meet in any of these videos. Thank you.